Alright guys, so now we're going to cover multi-step equations. Okay, it should not be too terribly difficult for us. Okay, as long as we're getting our two-step equations, it's just going to take it that further step. So we should be able to cover almost any type of equation that it's throwing at us. Okay, we're going to be able to solve for any type of variable that these homework problems can throw at us. So that's our goal. So let's go ahead and get started on one example problem. There's only really going to be one difference when we're solving for the multi-step and our two-step problem. But as long as we can remember that we are using, my pencil would write it, we are going to use SADMAP instead of PEMDAS. Okay, that difference is before you really solve for your variable, you're going to have your variable together. See, there are two x values. Okay, all we're doing is combining like terms first. Okay, and then we're going to solve after that. So let's combine these like terms. Remember, this is 1x, and then you have plus 5x over here, so you're going to have 6x minus 1 equals 23. Okay, and then we're just going to treat it like we just did these problems over a while ago with two-step equations. Remember, you're doing the opposite of PEMDAS, so you're going to add 1 first. You're going to get 6x equals 24. Divide both sides by 6. You get x equals 4. Okay, let's go to the next problem. Okay, so this problem we're going to use our distributive property before we start our just basic two-step equation. So, we're going to take our 4 and distribute it throughout our parentheses. So we have 4 times 2x is going to give us 8x. 4 times negative 3 is going to give us negative 12 equals 4. Now, these problems should look a lot like the ones we just ended solving. So, we're going to use the opposite of PEMDAS, add 12 to both sides. We have 8x equals 16. Divide both sides by 8, x equals 2. Okay, so it should not be a lot different than the ones we just ended solving. Alright guys, this one is not really, I wouldn't actually even consider it a multi-step problem, but we're going to have it, so let's talk about it. Okay, you guys see fractions and you're going to think, oh no, I hate fractions, but we don't really have to. This is really going to be pretty simple. Okay, we're going to take this positive 5/7. Okay, it's adding to the a over 7, but it's still adding to the a. So we're going to subtract 5/7. Subtract 5/7. We're going to get a over 7 equals, well, what's 2 minus 5? Negative 3/7. Okay, simple stuff. Next thing we're doing is another one-step problem. Multiply both sides by 7. You multiply this side by 7. Cancel out. So we get a equals negative 3. Alright guys, if you do these, the more and more you do, you'll start to see that they all make sense. They're not very difficult if we take them one step at a time. Okay, here we have a little bit different of a problem. Okay, same thing with fractions. You guys get a little scared when you see decimals. Alright, do not get scared. It's going to be fine. It's going to work the exact same way. Again, I kind of just consider this a two-step problem. It's not really multi-step, because you're just doing two steps. We have 0.52y on the left. This comes straight down, equals, we're going to have 2.6. Okay, this one I am going to allow you to use a calculator, as it's multiplying by 0.25 to the y. So we are dividing by 0.52. And I'm not going to expect you to just know this off your head. 2.6 divided by 5.2, but it actually turns out pretty nice and easy. Y equals 5. Okay, So I will allow you to use some calculators on this part. Try not to use calculators as much as we can, guys, but this part is fine. Okay, now I want us to look at one more and then we can get started. Okay, this problem I wanted to show you just because it's going to be a long problem you're going to see, and I just don't want you to get really scared. Okay, first thing that we're going to have to do, like I said earlier, is we're going to have to distribute. Okay, get rid of this parentheses so that we can work this problem a little bit easier. So we have negative 15 equals 15q. It's 5 times 3 is 15q. 5 times 10, negative 50. Okay, we can get rid of our parentheses that way. Minus 5q. Okay, well, like I told you in the first problem, now we have like terms. So we're going to combine these like terms. 15q and negative 5q are going to combine to make 10q minus 50, and then equals negative 15 over here. Alright, so now we can just go to our normal two-step problem. Okay, we know that we have to add before we divide, so we're going to add 50 to both sides. We're going to get 35 equal 10q. Divide by 10, divide by 10. So we get q equals, we can keep it at 35 over 10. We can simplify it down. Let's see, we can simplify that down to 3.5. Or it also equals 7 over 2. Alright, either one of those. Let's try to get to this. The way that my Google Forms have been working, though, it's making this, it's turning this into a date, which would be July 2nd. So we might have to go to the 3.5. We'll see, though. If you're ever having any problems with the forms, guys, don't be afraid to ask me something. Okay, come up and ask me. We'll work it out together. Make sure you guys are getting your points. If you're doing the right problems, okay, come up here and show me your work. Show me that you've done it, and I will definitely give you credit for it. So don't worry about that. Okay, on the other hand, just do these problems, guys. They're not going to be terribly difficult, hopefully, for you. Solving multi-step equations. Okay, so on the homework, you're going to do 1 through 11. You're going to do 13 through 31, just the odds. And then I want you to do 37 and 39. Okay, so not a whole bunch of stuff. If you need some more work before the quiz on next Friday, just come up to me and ask me. I will gladly give you tons of extra problems that will help you. Okay?